is Colton with Wasatch Back Explorer. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I apologize. There's been a lot going on. I've been in school, and the backpacking season for me is kind of tapered off until late spring, summer. So I haven't really gotten out and done a lot. But I wanted to just check in. I'm going to try and be posting more consistently now. I've got a couple ideas that I've been thinking about and kind of things I want to do for the channel. And one of the things that I want to do is what I'm going to start calling kind of like tabletop reviews, or I've even thought about calling them tabletop talk. And that's just where I go into sort of like a gear review, but just what's the best, such and such or whatever, just kind of discussing. And then there'll be like gear reviews, and then it'll kind of be a mix, and I'll do it, and I've done it a couple times with my backpacking cook kit, my first aid kit, where I'll do it right here. This is where I do some of my filming, is on my desk. We'll just talk about these smaller items, but then I'll also talk about bigger items. Like I'm going to be doing my backpack, I'm going to be doing my sleeping pad, my sleeping bag, kind of things that I like for backpacking. So yeah, I'm going to start this first official tabletop review off today. And what we're going to be talking about is the Silky Pocket Boy knife. And we're going to go into reviews on this and kind of what I think, and is it a good purchase for backpacking. So let's head it on over to the table. Alright, so like I said, we're going to be reviewing the Silky Pocket Boy and my thoughts on it. So a lot of the times when I go backpacking, I usually have some sort of saw. Like right here this is a Fisker, just something you can get at Home Depot. I have the Silky Pocket Boy, and then I've sometimes taken like a small hatchet, and that works fairly well. But as far as concerning the Silky Pocket Boy, I purchased this because of the reviews that I've seen on YouTube, and I thought it would be an upgrade from this. As you can see, the size difference, and the blade quality, as far as the ability to cut, is a lot better on the Silky Pocket Boy than, let's say, on this one. The teeth stay a lot sharper on the Silky rather than kind of these cheaper ones you can buy at like Home Depot or Walmart, wherever you want to get them. And so going into this, my honest first opinion is it's not as good as people make it out to be. If you haven't noticed, mine is broke. And I don't know what it is. Oh, we got some dust on it still. Anyways, let me wipe that off. As far as the ability for these blades to cut, this thing is insanely sharp, which is something I like. It really cuts through a lot of pretty average sized pieces of wood really easily. It is sharp, and it stays sharp. Compared to this one, when I started using it, I could kind of tell each time I cut it, it was losing some of its quality or its ability to stay sharp. But this thing, so a short story, I purchased this and I took it backpacking on one overnight trip. Cut for one fire, and it cut fine. Went out on my solo backpacking trip this summer, which if you guys haven't seen that, check my channel out. I did my first solo, and I took this, and it broke. It broke just like this one, except it broke right along here. If you can't really tell on camera, but right here it gets thinner, and it just sheared right off, right about where that little notch is. It just broke right off. So I thought, oh, it was just the way I was cutting, and I cut it, and it just bound up. Kind of, you can see this one, it's bent. I jammed it and it snapped off. So I thought, oh, that was my bad. I'll just buy a new blade. So I bought a new blade, which is a nice feature of the Silky Pocket Boys. You can change out the blades, unlike this one where you just pretty much have to buy a new saw. So I bought a new blade and I put it on. I took it on the other camping trip, which is my trip to Hellhole Lake, 2 nights, and it cut wood for fires both nights perfectly fine. I was a little more careful as I was cutting to make sure I didn't tweak it or anything like that, and it worked fine. Then I went on my next backpacking trip with my cousin to Bench Lake, and he was using it, and it bent and broke off, and I just haven't replaced it since. So to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not too impressed with some of the reviews you see out there on YouTube concerning the Silky Pocket Boy or any of the Silky saws. They claim to be some of the best, and as far as blade quality for staying sharp, yeah, I would say that they are one of the best. Now with that being said, I don't know if the way I was using it both times that it broke, that's just how it was, and you have to be a little more careful with these blades because they are a harder steel and they'll break easier because they're a little more brittle. I don't know. So it could be my fault, but to be honest with you, when I'm looking at a piece of gear, if I have to baby it to the point where it becomes a hassle to use, it's not something for me to continue to take backpacking. Now, with that being said, I do treat my gear, nicely, and I take care of it, and I try and be as gentle as I can, but I want something to stand up to cutting some wood, and when I want it to cut something, I want it to cut it and not break like this has. So, to be honest, I don't know if I would recommend this. And so in these tabletop reviews, I'm going to be giving them a 1 to 5 star, just basic. And for the Silky Pocket Boy, I would honestly give it a 3 star. It's not as good as I think it is. And if the blades keep breaking, because I will buy another blade for this and keep trying it and maybe figure out the way to best use it. I'll keep buying the blades, and if it keeps breaking, I don't think I'm going to continue to carry this. But other than the blades, the build quality is amazing. Everything is steel. It's nice and firm latch. You can kind of do a little steeper angle instead of straight on like that. The grip is, hold on, let me close it. It's bent so it doesn't close very easy. The rubber grip on this is awesome. I love it. It is heavier. I would say, I haven't weighed these, but I'd say it weighs almost just as much as this Fisker. So the specs on the Silky Pocket Boy, on Amazon right now, you can pick this one up for $28.90. And that's the exact same one as this. The blade length is 6 3/4 inches, and the weight is 0.45 pounds, or 280 grams. So for this, you get a little ripped off in my opinion from what I've seen. It's not holding up like I thought it would. Now the Fisker, on the other hand, I think I picked this up for like $15. You get a really long blade, really kind of big handle where you can get both hands on it to really cut something down big, which is nice. And I mean, if it breaks, you can go buy another, just buy a whole nother saw, which is really nice. Let me just look here. So I bought this for about $12, and to buy another blade for this saw, you're talking another $30. So you buy the saw for $30, then you have to buy the blade, and this is off Amazon, for another $30. So it's kind of a ripoff. And if at the rate they keep breaking, that's just way too expensive, in my opinion, to make it justifiable. So like I said, I don't know if it's the way I'm using it. I could be using it completely wrong, and that's something I'm going to continue to test. But to be honest, I would give this a 3 out of 5 stars, just because it's going to break on you if you don't use it just right. And if you're cutting and you kind of jam it or twist it barely, it's going to break. That's not a good thing, in my opinion. So that's my thoughts on the Silky Pocket Boy. If you want to buy it, I would say go ahead. You just got to be careful when you're actually using it. And if you're willing to spend that kind of money on something that's going to stay sharp long, I think the Silky Pocket Boy is a good purchase for you. Now, they do make a whole bunch of different sizes. This is the 170, I think it's centimeters is what millimeters. This is the 170 millimeter length. They make a 130 millimeter length. And then they make like a ginormous one, which I can't find on here right now. But the whole thing is about 2 feet long. I don't know what millimeter that is, but that's just too big for backpacking. So they have a lot of range in sizes, and so that's a nice thing. But I hope that kind of gave you an idea of my thoughts on the Silky Pocket Boy. So I hope that helped. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share. We're trying to build the channel here, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could share this, tell your friends. That would really help out the channel. I'm trying to build it and become bigger and better and create content that people want. So thanks, and we'll catch you next time.